everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and have relaxed a little bit more since the League Cup loss to Liverpool during the week. This is the preview of West Ham's 9th home game of the 23-24 Premier League season, where we welcome Manchester United to the London Stadium for a 12:30 kickoff this Saturday afternoon, or for tomorrow by the time you guys get to see this, live on TNT Sports. As always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some very nice retro gear, guys, as you can see from the animation that's up here, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to this charity here, Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, to help put food on the tables for those who have been really struggling over the last 4 to 5 years. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. Apologies if there's any Man United fans watching. There isn't any retro gear in there, I'm afraid. But any purchases you make through the link in the description below, you'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those the less fortunate than you and I. So guys, there's going to be timestamps in the description below, so go check those out. But by all means, please try and stay with us as long as possible. I know it's going to be very, very difficult because it's coming up on a Friday and we're playing on a Saturday and it's a Christmas break and all the rest of it. And I'm sure everybody's going to be going out on Friday night for your Christmas drinks. So, but please bear with me and please do try and listen to this. But if you the whole way through, if you can't, then there's sections in you can just jump around for. So let's crack on with it. The officials, guys, the referee for this game is Simon Hooper. His assistants are Adrian Holmes and Simon Long. The fourth official is Thomas Bramwell. Unfortunately, we've got VAR back. And unfortunately, the VAR is Paul Tierney and his assistant is Derek Eaton. So, yeah, it's... Well, guys, at the end of the day, we've seen in the Carabao Cup games this week, without VAR, referees are making big mistakes without it, and they have been making mistakes with it all season. So the technology is not at fault. As I've always said, it's the people that are using it. Something has to change. It really has to change. Does that mean we go back to just slimline, that's offside, that's handball, or not? We'll have to wait and see in the coming seasons. But in terms of our last 6 home games against Man United, we've won 3, drawn 1 and lost twice. David Moyes' record at home against Man United as obviously an opponent manager, because as we know, he was a manager for Man United for, 8 months. He's won 4 times, drawn 3 and lost 9. Now, Man United, in the terms of the table at the time of this recording, are 8th. I don't know why I'm saying the time of this recording. We're the first game of the weekend, aren't we? I think. Anyway, Man United are 8th in the table after 17 games, winning 9, drawing 1 and losing 7, scoring 18 goals, conceding 21 on a -3 goal difference. 2 lower than us on 28 points, 1 more point than us. Now, Man United's away form, they've won 4, drawn 1 and lost 3, scoring 8 goals and conceding 7. So, yeah, that's for almost halfway through the season. If you've been a Man United supporter for more than 10 years, that's not acceptable. It really isn't. I mean, obviously, you know, the Ferguson days were the best, and I don't think we're ever going to see the Ferguson days back at Man U again. They've had it close. You know, they had it close with Mourinho. They had it close-ish with, what's his name? Gunnar Solskjaer. They had it a little bit with Erik ten Hag at the start of it, but yeah, it's not brilliant from a Man United perspective, and long may that continue. I do think in our fan base we're getting like Man United supporters. I think we're getting very hungry. I think we're getting very arrogant, and I think we're getting very overprivileged because we won a trophy in the first time since the day I was born, back in 6 months ago now. You know, but I'll come on to that in a little bit. But in terms of Man United's style of play, Erik ten Hag's go-to formation is, yep, you guessed it, the boring, the very obvious 4-2-3-1. Honestly, I'm getting sick and tired of managers preferring this almost diamond, I think we class it as, or whatever. I don't like this formation. I really don't. I liked it a couple of seasons ago, but then when everybody else, guys, for those that have been watching this channel for a good few years, I don't follow the crowd in any shape or form, which is one of the reasons why my thumbnails don't look like as seen from seen a page from a comic book. You know, they're pure, they're simple. That tells you exactly what you need to see. Yeah, and as a result of it, I'm thinking the same way in terms of this formation. I'm bored of the formation. You know, everybody else is using it, so therefore, if everyone's using it, it's not a special formation. It's not that intuitive. Yes, okay, you can adapt it into a 4-2-3, from a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3 to 4-5-1, etc., etc. But just show some brains, managers. Seriously. Now, Man United's style of play itself in terms of the games is attacking down the left-hand side and controlling the game in the opposition's half. They are strong at shooting from direct free kicks, creating long shot opportunities and chances through individual skill and protecting the lead, but they are weak at finishing scoring chances, avoiding the offside trap, stopping opponents from creating chances, aerial duels and defending set pieces, but they are also very weak at defending against counter-attacks. Now, I will say the same thing I said in the preview for the Liverpool game. As I said for the preview for the Man City game, as I said for the preview for Spurs, we have to go at them. Not sit back and wait for them to make a mistake, because they don't make that many mistakes. Granted, their style of play is nowhere near as fluid and professional as it used to be, because there's a lot of mistakes in there we can exploit. You know, we're getting better at aerial duels. We can exploit that. For the 3 minutes on Wednesday night that we did a counter-attack against Liverpool, we got a goal. We can do that against Man United. We have to go out all guns blazing. Again, this is an apology game for Wednesday night. As far as I'm concerned, guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? And comment on any other part of the video, for that matter. Now, looking at injuries for Man United, Amad Traore is out with a long-term with a knee injury. No idea when he's going to be back from what I'm reading. Malacia is out with a knee injury as well until mid-January, as is Harry Maguire due to a hip injury, Casemiro with a thigh injury, and Martinez with an ankle injury. Mason Mount is also out until the first week of January due to a calf injury. Martial is likely to miss this game with a virus. I doubt it. Ericsson is 50% chance of returning for this fixture from his knee injury, as is Lindelof with a lack of match fitness. Fernandes has served a 5 yellow card ban and is due back for this game, but Darlow misses this game out, serving his 1 match ban of the previous game, and should be back for their Boxing Day game. So there are a lot of injuries there, guys. You could argue that's 2/3 of the main side. I'm sure a lot of Man United fans will be saying, yeah, we're going to have to play our backup, our B team, blah, 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 blah. But of the players to look out for, I'm not going to go into it, guys, because we all know the remaining players we need to be looking out for. You know, we know what their strengths are. We know what their weaknesses are. But yeah, you know, it's going to be an excuse fest for Man United. Of course it is. It always is. You know, with that fan base. The actual fans outside London and more towards Manchester are decent supporters, not entitled as much as the London lot are. But London Reds are London Reds. So guys, let's talk about West Ham now. As I said, let's talk about the Liverpool Cup game. Yes, losing 5-1 is a massive, bitter disappointment, but it's the West Ham way. Yeah? When we were just thinking that the 3-0 victory over Wolves on Sunday was scrubbing out the majority of that 5-0 loss to Fulham. I do see the reason why David Moyes rotated. He's used a useless fucking excuse to do it. He said that he blamed the virus beforehand, and then he said that we've got the Africa Cup of Nations coming up, so players are going to be going for that, and now so we're bringing in the fringe players to see if they're good enough to play in their absences. Well, which is it? Is it the virus or is it rotation because of an upcoming fixture at the weekend or the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations in the new year? It's one of the two. And that's what is pissing everybody off, myself included. I'm a big advocate of David Moyes. He's done fantastic with us over the last 3 to 4 seasons. He really, really has. But at the same point, if you're going to praise people, you're also entitled to criticise. And I do think that David Moyes did the best that he can do in the circumstances of this so-called virus. You know, I don't get it. But There was no report that Emerson was being affected with it, and he was on the bench. It was nice to see Kera come on at some point, yeah. But Mavropanos, I know a lot of people take issue with his defending, and I get it. But for the majority of that first half, until everybody else started giving up, he was brilliant. It was absolutely some of the best defending I've seen from him in any shape or form. You know, just winning headers, doing long balls. It was brilliant. It was great play. He's got a big potential here, guys. And I feel like I'm kind of like Pablo Fornals in his first season. I seem to be the only one that's praising him for what he's doing before everybody else realizes it. I'm not saying I'm I'm not saying I'm psychic in any shape or form. I just think that there's a lot more to come from him. There's a Arsenal fan at work who's a Greek guy. He was asking me how Mavropanos is getting on, and I said that he's very like Aguerd, he's very error prone, but I do think there's more to come from him. I really genuinely do. Now, fortunately, guys, for the first time in Christ knows how long, the Christmas fixtures have been a little bit kind to us. Normally, we would play Arsenal away on Boxing Day. We're not this time. We're playing it on the 28th. So I'm happy with that. A little bit of a break after this game. The players can relax on Christmas Day, and come back on to some training at a certain point at Boxing Day, and just get it's lovely. We need that break. I know it's an old cliche, and I don't give a shit what Mikel Antonio says and what James Ward-Prowse has hinted at. Actually hasn't come out and said it per se, but he's hinted at it. Playing a game once every 2-3 days does take a toll on the players. You can see that. Liverpool rotated because they've got the squad big enough to do that. We don't. This is the strength of depth we've been talking about for the good 2 to 3 seasons. Don't get me wrong. Our starting 11 is phenomenal. Really is one of the best we've seen for a long, long time. We are still ninth we are ninth in the table. Now, we were 7th when we won the Wolves game, and we went to 8th, and I think we're 9th now. So, 9th going into the halfway through the season. If we get a result against Man U, of course, and then get a point or something against Arsenal, there's a very, very good chance that we are still going to be 9th going into the new year, and hopefully with either a 0 or plus goal difference. That doesn't happen very, very often to West Ham. It certainly hasn't happened I can think 4 seasons out of the 30 odd I've been keeping an eye on West Ham for over the seasons, where we've gone into January with a plus goal difference. This is what I'm saying about, I think our fans are getting too greedy. As I say, Wednesday night was not acceptable in terms of the lack of attitude and lack of sorry, is my stammer coming out there? Lack of application. Yeah. But at the same point, we do need better players, and we'll be talking about that in the coming days, because I'm going to do a video about the positions I feel we need to be doing just before Christmas, sorry, just after Christmas. So obviously, as we know, the January transfer window opens. But going off topic a little bit here. So guys, as I say, very happy that the players are getting a bit of a break between now and the new year. I mean, a bit of a break. It's a little bit extended between tomorrow and the 28th. We're literally getting a 4-5 day break. I love that, rather than the 2 or 3. Those extra couple of days, including Christmas, can make the world of difference. They really, really can. But let's talk about West Ham injuries now, guys. Antonio is more likely to be back for Arsenal away from what I'm looking at, but is still being assessed. He may be on the bench. He may be an unused sub for this game. I don't know, but the places I'm looking at are saying that it's a good chance it's going to be Arsenal more than anything else. Aguerd and Cornet are 75% chance of returning from the virus. Yeah, I mean, as I say, so this is the point I'm talking about, right? It's been documented that 2 players were out with the virus, okay, and one of them isn't even a starting 11 player. That's my issue with it. That is my issue with it. We need more transparency. We need David Moyes to come out and go, yes, the virus has hit us, but I've done the best that I think we can do. Cornet's out, Aguerd's out, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm sorry, but the way Moyes has handled this, it's not good enough. It really, really isn't good enough. But guys, we're going on way too long for this. So let's come around and talk about the starting 11. Now, because of obviously Aguerd being 75% chance and Cornet being 75% chance, they're not in my starting 11. I've been having Cornet just in case. Yeah, just in case. I've had Cornet out on the left-hand side for the majority of this season once he was back fit. And we haven't had it in any shape or form. And I still think Moyes should have done it. But unfortunately, we've only got one left winger in there as a result of it. So, guys, predictably, and this is the starting 11 that I know you guys are going to say is no, it's not right. I don't agree with it. That's fine. If you don't agree with it, fine. Put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what starting 11 that you would put out if you were in charge of David Moyes. So I keep saying it. If you were in charge of West Ham. But this is the one that I will want to see tomorrow against Man U. Areola in goal, with a back four of Soufal, Zuma, Mavropanos and Emerson. Alvarez in the defensive midfield position behind James Ward-Prowse, supporting Kudus, Paquetá and Benrahma in the attacking midfield positions behind Bowen up front. So thank you very much for your time, guys. As I say, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking on this. We'll have the full-time thoughts video up on probably Christmas Eve, because I think I'd be too drunk to do it tomorrow afternoon, to be honest with you. So if I don't see you for the full-time thoughts video, have a fantastic Christmas. Overindulge in food. Don't drink too much, but certainly stuff yourself to the gills like we always do on Christmas. But in the meantime, guys, look after yourselves. Have a fantastic one, and I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now. Take care.